Now to begin editing our HTML file, we're going to open up index.html up in a text editor. Now if you'd prefer to take this course in a more design-oriented tool, we're offering the same course in the lynda.com library using Adobe Dreamweaver instead of a text editor. Now inside this file, I want to show you a few things that I have set up. On line 6 here, we have a link into our includes directory to a file called slidingpanels.css. This has a few CSS rules to just style the type, but we're going to be writing all of the CSS rules for the panels inside of here. We have a link over to jQuery, and we also have a custom JavaScript file called slidingpanels.js. This is an empty JavaScript file, but we do have it hooked in here. And then lastly, since we're using HTML5 as specified up here, we have a link into Google's HTML5 shiv. So if we're using a browser which is less than IE9, which is specifically targeting IE7 and 8, we have a link into the Google HTML5 shiv, which will explain through JavaScript to IE7 and 8 how to render HTML5 content. And then lastly, we have a sliding panels IE CSS file where we can re-specify some CSS3 properties that aren't supported in IE7 and 8. Now inside of the body area of the HTML file, you'll see I have a comment here, sliding panels go here. This is where we're going to start putting our HTML. So I'll just scroll up here a little bit. So the containers we want to create are going to be one for the overall sliding panels itself, and then one for the tabs and one for the panels. So let's start by creating a div element. Let's add a class, and the outermost class we're going to create is going to be SP. Let's end the div element. Let's split that open. Inside of here, we're going to create two more divs. The first one, we're going to set a class of tabs, and that element. And then another div with a class of panel container. So panel underscore container. And then end that div as well. So now that we have our outermost HTML containers created, next we'll create elements inside of the tabs container for the individual tabs.